welcome to day 3 in Queensland. We got something special planned today. We're going to take a bit of a road trip up north towards Australia Zoo. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from the Gold Coast. We're actually going to be driving through Brisbane all the way up to a town called Beerwah, which is where the zoo is located. Right now we're actually on our way to the airport to pick up a rental car. So yeah, looking forward to today. It's pretty exciting. So we booked a ride share to the airport. It's about 30 minutes from here, so I think it's already been booked. It shouldn't be too long before we head off. Alright, so we got the car from Alpha Car Rental. They're just about 5 minutes from the airport, actually, not within the airport. And it's strange because we're actually in New South Wales right now, which is pretty weird. Turn the corner and all of a sudden you're in this industrial area, and it's actually New South Wales, not Queensland. Anyway, we're just punching in the directions to Australia Zoo, and we're off. Alright, so just a quick stop. We needed a bit of a toilet break, decided to get a coffee as well. We've been driving for about an hour or so, and you can see the highway just over there. So we're still about an hour and 15 minutes away from the destination. We're actually going to be driving through or past Brisbane. I don't think we'll get a chance to stop there though, which is a shame. We might be able to on the way back. It'd be great to go in there and just have a quick look around. Anyway, we're going to keep moving now. Alright, and we made it. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward drive along the M1. We ran into some roadworks, but the traffic wasn't all that bad. So we're going to head in now and we'll go and explore Australia Zoo. We're in, and what have we got? Those are tickets, and we've got a map as well. Apparently this is the biggest zoo in Australia, so we'll try and see as much of it as we can. It doesn't close till 5, it's just gone 11, so we've got more than enough time, I think. So we got the Komodo dragon. You wouldn't want to run into one of these out in the wild. So this thing could eat a buffalo apparently. Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to upset it. It's just chilling out there, getting some sun. So just a little background on Australia Zoo. It's situated on 700 acres of land that was originally purchased by Steve Irwin's father. Opened in 1970. So it's more than a zoo. There's a lot of wildlife conservation programs. They've got a wildlife hospital out by the car park as well. So they very much focused on wildlife conservation, protecting the local fauna. So it's always been popular. I guess it got more prominence with Steve Irwin and his when he sort of became more of a household name here in Australia. I think anyone who thinks of Australia thinks, and you hear the crocodile hunter, you remember the guy who sort of used to yell "crikey" and he'd go out and just look at animals and yeah, that was his nickname, the crocodile hunter. He used to wrestle crocodiles, literally tie them up. So sadly, Steve Irwin passed away in 2006. He was out filming something, and it was just one of these sort of freak accidents. He was actually hurt by a stingray of all things, which is something that doesn't really happen. But I remember back then when the news started coming through, it was pretty shocking because he was such an iconic character. He was like, pretty classic, I guess the stereotype of what the Aussie is. He's loud, he was happy, he was funny, he was always in a good mood whenever you'd see him on TV or just filming, because he really loved what he did. But thankfully his legacy lives on. So his wife Terry and their 2 kids, they've taken over the park, and they've pretty much continued his work. So again, his legacy lives on, and they do some absolutely fantastic work. We've got some great fauna here in Australia, and I think what they do really helps to keep that not only going, but also raising awareness of the creatures that we share this country with. Alright, so we just started off with some reptiles. I'm just following our guide for today, which is one of the family members. She's following the map. I think we might be heading to where the dingoes are, so very Australian animal. It isn't too busy today. It is a Tuesday, so there's still quite a few people around. So before the dingoes, I think we're going to see the cassowaries. Let's go check them out. So this is the cassowary. We don't have these in Victoria, so it's pretty interesting to actually see. I've read about them. So they're native to North Queensland. And here are the dingoes. They're just taking it easy. I don't think they're going to do much for us. They're happy just napping. Let's go see if we can do some koala spotting. So fun fact about koalas, they eat a lot of eucalyptus leaves. So they're mostly nice and sedated for most of the day. Most of the time when you see them, they'll be sleeping up the top of their tree. Another fun and interesting fact, it's currently a chlamydia epidemic amongst the koala population. So there you go. So they spend most of their lives high, and they've got STDs. So it's a very interesting fact about one of our most iconic animals. I think we're going to just stop for a bit to grab a little snack. We actually bought our own snacks today just to make the trip a little more budget friendly. They do have, obviously food sales and all that sort of thing here, and a lot of nice areas for you to sit down if you want to sort of stop to rest up a bit or grab something to eat. So we'll be back. I think next on the list is one of the crocodile shows, so we'll go find a seat somewhere. And you got this guy right here. What's his name?
Bosco.
That's Bosco, just chilling out. Alright, so we're gonna go find a seat now so we can check out the show. Alright, so it's pretty cool seating area here. It kind of looks like a stadium with different levels. So that was pretty awesome. Pretty cool show. It was great to see the animals, just the way they'd be trained and how they cooperated with everything that was done. The last part there that you saw with the crocodile, that was actually Steve Irwin's son, Robert Irwin. He's pretty much taken on his father's role, and he really shows in the way he sort of conducts himself with the animals, and you can also see his passion and the commitment he has to continue his father's work as well. So they've got this display here of a lot of messages of condolences sent to Steve Irwin and his family after his tragic passing, all written on the iconic khaki shirt that he was always wearing. So though it's a very sad story, in the tragic way that his life ended, it's good to see that his legacy lives on through all the great work that's been done through the his wildlife foundation. Alright, so we're going to head into the kangaroo exhibit. Double gated to keep them secure because they're pretty cheeky, those kangaroos. They like to jump around all over the place.
So, well, I'm on auto settings. So.
Here we go. You've got one. I think this is actually a wallaby, not a kangaroo. Wallabies tend to be a lot smaller. So they got this cool section here where the kangaroos are just grazing. Some people are patting them, which normally is not recommended out in the wild because they can be very sort of defensive. I'm sure anyone who's ever searched up anything on Australia will come across videos of kangaroos either beating up each other or in some cases people as well. Let's go. I'll caught up with the rest of the group, so we'll go and see what they're up to. So they've actually got an option for you to buy food and come out here and feed them. But these guys are just taking it easy. Must be nap time. I think they don't like it when you get up close to them and don't have any food. Obviously very accustomed to people coming here and feeding them. They're very tame, very approachable, another extremely iconic Australian animal. They're actually considered a pest in some areas. So there is, there are often kangaroo culls and all sort of things, and also, all that sort of thing. They're also eaten here. It's quite common to find these days kangaroo meat at the supermarket. It's actually very good, very tasty, and also very cute. So it's a very sort of contradictory thing, but yeah. so that was pretty cool. The tiger was right up against the window, as you saw there, at one point, and I'm sort of kicking myself I didn't get this. I was refocusing, trying to set up a good shot, and the tiger walked past, looked me right in the eyes. It was pretty cool, I have to say. We've got the tiger exhibit over at the Melbourne Zoo, and every time I go there, every time we've been there, the tiger's always been asleep. So this is the first time that I've actually been able to see the tiger that close and awake. So yeah, pretty memorable. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Alright, and that was Australia Zoo. We actually managed to see all the exhibits, though we rushed through the last couple because yeah, it's pretty much closing time. So we're going to continue on now. We haven't really planned anything after this. It's still daylight, so I think we'll have a talk with the family and then we'll see where we head off after this. Alright guys, we're going to leave this video here, but we are going to continue. We've decided to stop by the Brisbane CBD to look for something to eat. So make sure you check out the next video to see where we end up. We're currently looking up places on Google to see what's recommended. It's been a very long time since I've been to Brisbane myself, so it'll be interesting to see what it's looking like these days. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video there of Australia Zoo. It's been a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.